Hey everyone, Tales of an 8th grade teacher here, and today my video is on creating positive collaborations and communication between schools and families. Because I think the number one thing we all have to realize, both families and teachers alike, is that we're all on the same team. Below in the links you will find a link to my Google Drive on this that has lots of different things for you. First is a presentation that gives many specific ideas on fostering positive communication and collaboration between schools and families, as well as a multitude of links and references for you there to continue your journey, and also information on the Google Hangout, which I will hope that you'll attend. So for right now, I'd like to start by just kind of giving you my 5 big, broad tips on fostering positive communication. And the first of which is to communicate often, right from the start of the school year. Do not wait. A lot of teachers try to take time in the first 2 weeks to make a phone call home to every family just with something positive. And if you start the year off with positive communication, it will make your life easier in the long run when you have to communicate something maybe not quite as positive. And if you continue that throughout the year, periodically, it's a great thing. I set up an email list so I can introduce myself to all my families right in the first week of school. And then once a trimester, our school runs in trimesters, I try to touch base with each family individually, whether they prefer phone calls or emails, to let them know I'm thinking of them. This is what's going on. Positive communication. Besides phone calls and emails, a service that you can use is Remind 101. And this is a way for teachers to sign up to be able to text reminders and alerts to parents and students without giving out your phone number. I know several teachers at the middle school and high school level that use this pretty successfully. I haven't found a need for it yet in my school community, the school culture that we have, but I know that it would be a really great thing for teachers to use if that is a preference, especially on the older end. My school uses, as a school community, uses a program called School Reach, and I know that this is something that schools have to purchase, but if it's something that your whole school community might need, it might be of benefit for you. School Reach is a program that allows emergency alerts as well as school notification phone calls, emails, and text messages to be sent out to parents on a school-wide basis. So we use it for things as little as, reminding that Friday is a dress down day for anybody who participated in a specific event, to something more serious like a lockdown, or important like a snow day or a change in our dismissal process. They also have the ability to have attendance notifications and lunch balance things. My school doesn't use that. It doesn't particularly apply to us, but also options to have there. And our parents find School Reach is really easy. They can opt out of the emails or the text messages. They can opt in later on. And it's just a constant contact for them. We also all have teacher web pages as a website. There's a lot of different ways that you can do that. This is a peek at mine really quick. I have announcements, homework, links, our schedule, and as the school year evolves, it changes. Another idea is blogging. I know KidBlog is very popular, especially with students of the younger elementary age group. And I also use Edmodo, and I really encourage parents to sign up. I give them a parent code, and I don't require, maybe depending upon your school community, that might be a larger requirement. But we do a lot of communication at our school. We also have a weekly newsletter that goes out. We call it a communication envelope that parents can opt for hard copy or digital copies of as well. The second thing that I'd like to express is make sure that your team is all on board. My school is small, we're one per grade, and it makes it easy. My 7th grade teacher and the honors math teacher and I, we work with the same set of students. So we make sure that we're consistent. We all use Edmodo. We all update TeacherWeb. And by doing that, there's a continuity between teachers that I think parents find very helpful. They know upfront that the same things are going to apply, the same rules are going to apply, the same modes of communication. If you are a team of 3 third grades, maybe you decide to all use KidBlog together. And I think having another teacher who's doing those things is helpful in supporting each other as educators. It's another person as a resource, as a tool, as a help. Maybe you decide that the upper elementary is all going to use Remind 101. And in the links that I have for you in the Google Drive, there are several other ways to text students safely besides Remind 101 or remind.com. And those are listed there for you. But really, when you present that united front, it helps parents know that everybody's in it together and that one teacher isn't doing necessarily more communication or better communication. Everybody's working together, and I think that's the attitude parents want to see. My third tip is to be flexible. Some families prefer phone calls, some families prefer emails, some families prefer neither and would just like a newsletter. Everyone is different, and I know that's hard because it's hard to please everyone at the same time. Now that you're using Google Drive and Google Hangouts, I highly suggest using Google Forms. And if you ever needed help setting up a form, I'd be happy to help you. I use Google Forms all the time to have parents at the beginning of the year not just give me essential information, but ask me how they like communication. What's the best time for me to communicate with you? What's the best method? What do you not want? I have parents who say, please do not email me. I never check my email, which seems odd in this world today, but that's their comfort level. I have parents who say, please do not call me. The cell phone number that I have is solely for work. Email me first, and then if we need to have a voice conversation, I'll let you know what the best number for that day is to reach me at. I have some parents who do some extensive traveling. You might have a parent who said, only email me or talk to me if there's a problem, which I tend to personally shy away from myself, even if they say that, but they might want a reminder of the communication envelope each week. So, and Google Forms is something my school specifically is really trying to help out with. And it sets it, once they fill out the form, it goes right into a Google spreadsheet for you. That's really makes your life easier, and then you know how parents want to be communicated with. Number 4 would be invite families in. Find a way to involve them at your school and at different times. That goes along with being flexible. I know PTO today has a lot of great information on school family nights, as several Tumblr folks have also posted their family nights: science night, movie night, reading night, safety night. Find a way for those parents to get involved. Vary the time at which that is, whether it's a morning idea, whether it's something at night, whether you can invite them during the school day. We have a family lunch once a year for families who can come in during the daytime. Something new that my school is going to be trying this year, and I know that I will definitely be posting about it, is instead of our typical home and school meeting, we're going to set up kind of a bazaar where different grades during different points of the year are going to present about what's going on in their classroom. So even number grades versus odd number grades, upper elementary grades versus lower elementary grades. We're a pre-K to 8 school. And we're hoping that, number one, that brings parents out in higher attendance to our home and school meetings, because then once they're in for that reason, they want to see what their child's class is doing. They want to see what other classrooms are doing. Especially, we've noticed the younger classroom grades are definitely interested in the 5th through 8th grade. What are they doing in 5th through 8th grade? They love to see that continuum. And it really fosters some great conversation about what middle school education is like, what technology is being used, what the curriculum expectations are. So I know that's how we're trying to pull more parents into our building, and then we can give them that home and school family information that would typically be in a meeting in a more condensed format and making it really student centered. So I'm excited to blog about that as it comes up. And just as important, inviting families in to your school building is at varied times. Make yourself seen at those events and attend those students' events. I feel like the more we invite families in, the more families will invite us out. Stop by a basketball game, stop by a baseball game, attend the band concert. Even if your students aren't there or all of your students are there, parents are going to notice. Parents are going to talk about it, and that's a really good thing to say, hey, I saw Miss So-and-so or Mr. whomever at the game. That was really nice of him to take time out of his day or her day to attend that. Parents notice, and they like that. Finally, I think it's important to know that it is an ongoing process. Communication is an ongoing process. Make decisions together. Have some continuity in your rapport with families. If you are emailing everyone in the first part of your year, the first quarter, maybe make the second quarter phone calls and make sure you hit every single family in there, so everyone feels like that this is a community, everyone's working together. It gives you also an idea of the family dynamic that your students are going home to and can help you differentiate that instruction. Something specific in this ongoing process that has really been helpful for my teaching team, it's a team of 3 of us, a 7th grade teacher who teaches a core set of subjects, myself as the 8th grade homeroom, and I teach ELA and social studies to 2 sections, and then an honors math and science teacher. We now do a team conference kind of similar to this picture right here, except we're a little wider out, and we ask the students to be involved in that, parents to be involved in that, and all 3 of us are involved in that. And this is the 3rd year, this past school year was the 3rd year we had done so. It has been excellent in opening communication, and really what we do is we conference most specifically with the student, letting them know these are the great things that you're doing. Then we kind of say, this is where we'd like you to go, or the potential that we see in you. And then we address the parents. This is how we can all work together to make these goals happen. In 8th grade, we focus specifically on where they're going to high school the following year. What can we do as teachers? What can we do as parents? What can we do as students to make that goal a reality? We follow up with that a second time during the school year. We schedule them for before school, pretty early in the morning. During the lunchtime for families that's their only time to come. And we have after school hours and evening hours. In all, we do about 50 of these conferences. It is a very difficult thing to schedule. It is 110% worth it. Absolutely. Hands down. And the feedback we get from the students is oftentimes that they're happy to hear what they're doing well themselves instead of bugging mom or dad as soon as they get home. It pulls the parents in a really positive way. It allows us to follow up on very specific goals that all of us as a team have sat together and said, this is our focus, this is where we want to grow, and this is where we want to improve, and here are ways we can get there. So that's something specifically at our school on the ongoing process of building these communications that has been really great. So those are my 5 not so quick, sorry for rambling a little bit, things that you can do. Communicate often right from the start. Number 2, make sure your team is on board together. Number 3, be flexible in how you communicate with parents and how they prefer to be communicated with. Number 4, invite families in a variety of situations. When they when you invite them in, they'll invite you out, and that's a really great feeling. And 5, communication is an ongoing process, and every family is different. Okay? So check out the links below to presentations for more specific tips, more specific ideas, and feel free to contact me through Tumblr at Tales of an 8th Grade Teacher. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to meet with you in the Google Hangout. Bye.